Sometimes the Lord just distracts us like that to speak to people. It can be a prophetic word for someone. That look, your journey of ever learning, your journey of priding yourself with the vastness of spiritual information will soon frustrate you. Because you will find out that someone does not have 1/10 of your knowledge, but the little he has was so sequentially arranged. His life will show that he's growing properly. So the average church member doesn't even carry a Bible again. What's the point? Open to the book of 1 John. He said, I know this is the record. Look at the person who is talking. He daily loads us with benefits. The person who is talking now does not have transport back home. Now, I'm not talking of initial. Don't ever blame any Christian when it does not have results from the instance. It is okay and it is normal. But when you have dwelt around the place of light for a while and your life refuses to bear that witness, then it's proof that something is wrong. And we can easily diagnose the problem. Number one will be to check in the area of ignorance. If we find out that ignorance is not the problem, then number two, we'll check the quality of the information. Be careful lest what you call light be darkness. So you can call darkness light. Isaiah chapter 9, when you read, I think verse 2 or thereabout, I can't remember, it says the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. Until the great light came, they didn't even know that what they were walking in is called darkness. It says that they who were of the valley of the shadow of death, upon them a light has come. We can be galloping in a lot of ignorance, justified either by science or culture, etc., and believe that based on the abundance of this information, we have light. There is the true light that lighteth every man. There are other lights that cannot light any man. They can light other things, but they can't light men. Animals have a principle that they work with. Is that true? Most of the principles that the animals work with are not applicable to men. The principle the animals work with is light. But that light cannot light any man. In their world and in their kingdom and in their sphere of reality. Remember, all power belongs to God. So the principle there is not an invention of science. It is God's allocation that helps the animal kingdom to also behave well. But because we are the highest of God's creation, many of those truths, they are truths, but not applicable to us. There are some of those truths that are applicable to us. That's why God punishes foolish men by sending them back to the animal kingdom. He said, go and study my ways as given to the ants. You are a lazy man, you are a sluggard. You are reducing yourself through laziness. So I refer you to a lower dimension of my kingdom. Study the ants. That they do not have a king. They do not have this kind of organization. So when you study, you come back. Every time men refused to learn the laws of their realm, they were degraded. Nebuchadnezzar was turned into what? What was he turned into? For 7 years. Only his brain was left, the brain of a man. But every other thing was that of a beast. And there was a lesson he refused to learn as a man. So when he became a beast, he learned that lesson. At the end of 7 years, Nebuchadnezzar wrote a sermon you should pay attention to. He exalted the name of the Lord. Are we together now? They know not, neither will they understand. 82 and verse 5 of Psalms. They know not, neither will they understand. It says they walk on in darkness, and all the foundations of the earth are out of course. The next verse says, have I not said, or I have said, ye are gods, and all of you, not some, all of you are children of the Most High. The next verse is a tragedy. It says, but you shall die like mere men and fall like one of these princes. So the tragedy, please hear me again. Sometimes, there are times that it's just plain ignorance. Are we together? But there are times that it is not ignorance. It is the inability to sequentially arrange truth. Many years ago, the Lord did something in my life. It's a personal dealing, so it's not something that you can build a doctrine out of. The Lord prohibited me from studying my Bible for 1 week, complete 1 week. That's why I said it's a personal dealing. Yours may be an attack. Don't mistake that it may be the same thing, because God did not tell you. Yours is laxity. That's why I said it's a personalized dealings. Satan uses words to deceive men. Ye are clean through the word that I've spoken to you. For 1 week I did not read my Bible. Not because I didn't want to. I didn't understand the morale of the dealing until I was done. And this was the whole object behind it. The entire focus, the entire objective behind it was to bring me to a point where I would realize that I was ever learning, but never coming in experience to the knowledge of the truth. Are we together? Yes. So I was getting, those days, well, now we're still passionate about God, but there's something about the journey of a believer. It's like marathon. Once they blow the whistle, on your mark, get set, ready. Sometimes you are even, your blood is as hot as whatever. Go! And you see someone running as if that is going to stop just at the door. So that zeal, that fire, Greek, this, concordance, lexicon, just study anything. Once you see a strange word, pneumatology, okay? I should add this very quickly. Homiletics. So we were just learning things that were just scattered revelation, spiritual but scattered. And the rate of change versus the effort was not commensurate. And it was a call for concern. And so God was trying to save me trouble. I would have been in big trouble now. Let me tell you why many Christians are angry and don't believe that others are using God's power entirely. I'll tell you why. They are aware of the effort that was put in to arrive, to take one step. It's like they did a labor of 5 years. So when they see you soaring in the spirit, they say something is wrong. Something is wrong. I started learning 10 years, 7 years, 5 years ago, and you just came, and right now in 2 years you are in this level. Not so. One of the greatest blessings that can happen to you is that when you are born again, God plants you under an anointing and plants you under a grace that sustains enough spiritual intelligence, enough balance. Spiritual intelligence and balance. These two things. Grace and truth. When it is grace alone, you are in trouble. When it is truth alone, you are still in trouble. It is full of grace and truth.